this is the part that got me so excited because the very physical, the program in terms of the detox, the one thing it forces you to do, kicking and screaming if it has to, is become more conscious and aware of your body. And I just feel like that's the first step. Even to like a higher spiritual awakening, it always starts with feeling every cell in your body, truly being so present in yourself that you start to see, like, where are you holding the pain? Where are you holding joy? And these are all pieces of that greater spiritual awakening. So I'm in very grateful service of providing this first piece in the process. And you know, that's what I'll say in terms of just the cleansing process, is that, you know, it is challenging. You know, it's not a walk in the park. This is not a diet. I feel like diets, you know, first of all, they don't work, right? But you're in constant starvation. You're like in this epic battle against your body, right? A diet is like the quintessential, here's my body and here's me against my body, and we're just gonna go at it, and I'm going to slam my body down, whether it's through starvation, whether it's through over-exercising, until I've beaten my body into submission.
That piece, yeah. And she does not like beaten into submission, honey. She needs to listen. She needs nourished.
And guess what? It doesn't work.
No, the whole philosophy behind diet is to take something out, right?
That's
and
right.
your body is starving for nourishment that it's not getting. It's not
That's
about
right.
taking it out.
That's
it's about
exactly
giving it
right.
what it's not getting.
And so, you know, often people ask me, well, diets just don't work for me. Well, yeah, no kidding. You can't beat your body down into submission long term. It might work for you short term, but you always bounce back. You always yo-yo back. So if you're in one of those situations where you're constantly yo-yoing, stop fighting. This process of detox, combined with kind of a higher level connection to our bodies and our calling and our spiritual side, is all about start becoming one. Start listening to the body. Start actually cooperating with the body. And it's amazing when you're doing that in harmony, how much you can accomplish. The weight comes off, the energy comes back. And it's not because you're counting calories and working yourself to death. And it's actually because the whole program is created to be in conscious alignment with what the body needs. Nutrition is a big piece, like you mentioned. How are we feeding the body? If the body is our vessel, what fuel are we putting into our vessel? Not just looking at, okay, well, Taco Bell and McDonald's and things do not honor the sacredness of what we have in our bodies. But it's also just all the other stuff, whether it's the alcohol or the excess sugar, all of these things that we have in our daily life that maybe we use to feel better, you know?
Yeah, to manage stress,
to manage pain, stress, exactly.
You know, yeah.
Like, these are all things that are not giving our bodies the nutrition that it needs. So a piece of nutritional cleansing, as it's really fully called, is the nutrition. It's helping the body get I'm not just talking about, pop a multivitamin, and then go have your McDonald's and you're all set. No, these are trace minerals that are, present. They used to be present in all the food that we ate. These are minerals that come from the soil. Well, guess what? Our soil is dead, right? I mean, we over-farm it. We spray it with pesticides, herbicides that kill all the worms that break down the rocks, that create all these minerals, that make them soluble in order for the plants to suck them in. And We don't get that in our fruits and vegetables anymore. So someone that is eating, I mean, there's statistics out there anyone can look up, but one that really stuck with me is, you ate an apple 30 years ago. To get a similar level of nutrition today from what you would have gotten from that one apple, you have to eat up to 12 apples today.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's also the misnomer, right? That our own government has reporting on the nutrition levels of our fruits and vegetables. And they are declining every year. And so just eating healthy by itself.
This is coming from a former employee of the State Department, by the way.
Eating healthy just by itself isn't always providing the body the level of nutrition. Of course it's healthy, absolutely. But the body needs a little bit higher level. And so in the program that we do, we're supplementing the great eating with additional foods and protocols that have concentrated nutrition. That's very easy for the body to absorb.
So the question I get a lot, and as I went through the cleanse, I love showing off my body because I'm showing off, my temple, what I worked really hard for. And a lot of people ask me, how do you get that? And point to, my abs or whatever. Now, how do you get that? Or point to my booty. And I just talk, and I mention nutritional cleansing. And they always come back with, I've tried this diet. I've tried Atkins diet. I do CrossFit. I do all these things. And it's just, what I realize is the mindset behind how people think they need to get shredded or to get healthy is so far off. They're all coming at this approach of diet. I removed this. I worked harder here. I forced this into submission and I removed this. But I'm like, you have to understand your cells, the reason you have that extra 3-4% of body fat that you can't seem to lose, the reason you have this rebound where you lose the 10 pounds you really want to get off and then you just go back, is because your body has toxins that it can't get out, and your body is holding on to that fat for a reason to protect you.
That's right.
And there's also emotional stuff too that you're not actually looking at. So there's other piece that we bring through the cleanse is like, we're doing the physical cleanse, but then we're really looking at the emotional
another
piece.
point too to add to that is that it's all very scattered. Even cleansing, like, I'm doing, a colon cleanse or a kidney cleanse, or I'm working on this part of my body, or I want to perfect my abs, or we kind of look at our body as this weird dissection of pieces.
Like a car.
Yeah.
Need a new exhaust.
Right. But the real way to look at the body, the way in harmony with the body, is as a system. Everything in our body is connected. And that's why, Western medicine sometimes struggles, because you take, a pill to help you with your blood pressure, and then all of a sudden it's created 5 other problems in your body, because it's not just looking at what's the problem, and trying to put a Band-Aid on it, but there's deeper imbalances in the body that are creating the overweight, or are creating the low energy, or are creating the migraine headaches, or are creating the joint pain. I mean, it is all connected. And so part of the nutritional cleanse is the cleanse piece. It's not a cleanse like many people think of, like a colon cleanse or a cleanse that is specific to an organ. And, some of them, they have their place. But what we're doing here is a full body cellular cleanse.
Cellular level, yeah.
So really honoring and acknowledging the fact that we are one system where everything needs to work together, and that a piece that's broken here might actually be affecting something that is out of balance here. And that if we only focus on this piece, we miss the whole other problem here. So, the detoxing at a cellular level simply means that, we're exposed to toxins every day, right? If we think about, there's so many ways we are, but, through foods, obviously, there's just a lot of herbicides, pesticides, things that we're exposed to in our foods. And also, artificial everything, chemicals that are put in our foods, many of which haven't even been tested long term as to what they do to our body.
Yeah, and there's a whole host. That's a Pandora's box. I mean, if hopefully you know by now. There's just the point we're trying to make is that everything that we take in, from the air we breathe to the water we drink and the food we eat, it's toxic at some level, and we have to take action in order to purify that. I think the reason what I wanted to mention was, I think why our philosophies work so well is you're taking a yogic, for me, like a yogic approach to nutrition. My path is yoga. And in pairing our approaches, it's really this yogic approach, and not the sense of like just do asana. Yoga is really a lifestyle of wholeness, of looking at the body, the mind, the spirit as one harmonious organism, and we have to treat it. So when we feel a physical sensation, like that back pain I was feeling, that's my spirit or something calling in deeper to say, wow, what am I not recognizing? What is my spirit or my heart? What is my body trying to communicate to me? And for me, that was something directly linked to feeling support in my life, also processing just pain and grief around my sexuality. So these things, it is this whole approach, and why I think this whole approach, holistic approach to nutrition, a holistic approach to fitness from a yogic perspective, I really think is the way we're evolving on the planet.
And so I think just maybe to finish the piece on the toxins, our cells absorb, all our cells absorb them, I mean, I remember reading, this is one study,
of all our being, not just the cells physically, like it's the whole being.
Exactly.
It's our mind, it's our heart, it's our spirit, the cells and all that. Yeah, okay.
Exactly.